Hi all, it's Jerry again. I'm gonna see if I can't put three things in this video at once. If not, I'll split it out into multiple videos. First thing I shared the other day was a card uh, that I made with Marvelous Morning Glories, an old Stampin' Up! Set. And I showed how I inserted and used it to cut the to cut the edge like you would fussy cut a card. So I'm going to show you how I did that, um, and we'll go from there. And then it's really easy. Uh, I actually I have the set. I actually didn't scan the set. Split Coast Stampers has scans of a lot of the old Stampin' Up! Sets, and I just captured it from there and then just clipped the image out. So I've already uploaded the image. So I'm going to, and I didn't create a shadow layer for it like I said I would, because I, I actually, on this one, didn't do that. And really, George and Ken did a beautiful set of Inkscape stuff to show you how to scan your stamps and create a shadow layer for it. So you really should just go back to those and look for that. But I uploaded it as a simple image, and I didn't keep the detail because all I want was the black outline of the image. It takes a minute. Let me find it. It's in here somewhere. I know it is. Give it a minute to search. I got lots, by the way. Here it is. And I'm going to insert it. Now, because I did it this way, rather than creating an SVG the way George and Ken did, I had to do one thing. I had to find the image, and I don't know if you can see this or not. I think you can. It's hiding the webcam thing because it's overlapping my image. Anyway, I just went ahead and I measured the stamp itself. And the stamp is about 1.5 inches wide across its widest point. So I'm going to resize this, actually just the width, to 1.6, just slightly larger, well, than the stamp image. So now all I need is the card itself. So I'm going to insert image, and I am going to go for free images. And I'm just going to grab a rectangle. Doesn't matter which one. Grab this one. Insert. And I'm going to ungroup it. And I'm going to delete one set of it. I only need the one layer. So I'm going to go back to edit it. And now I want this the size of a card, folded in half, which is, I'm going to unlock this. It's going to be, the height is going to be 5.5. Oops, wrong. Undo. Yeah, that's right. That was right to before. And the width, I'm going to make it about 3/4 of an inch smaller than your standard 8.5 by 5.5 card. So I'm going to make it just under. I'm going to just make it about, 7 3/4 inches wide. Whoops, wrong image. There, now that's the size of a card. Now, I want it that way for a specific reason. For a specific reason. Now I'm going to insert, I'm going to put this actually right at 0, 0. That's because I'm used to working in CAD drafting programs and doing things very precisely. And I'm going to go out, I know I should have done this already when I got the other one. But I'm going to go back here and I'm going to search for the score line. And I'm going to insert that. Now, the y-axis I want at 0, and the x I want at 4.25, which would be the center of a standard card. Now, I've always found that if you try to resize, and it needs to be 5.5 inches tall. There. So that's perfect. I'm going to leave that alone for now. I'll attach it in a minute. I'm going to bring this up, and I want 3 of them on my card. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to duplicate it 2 more times. And I'm going to bring it here and I'm going to rotate it just a tad. Oh, I think this puppy needs to be only 7 inches wide. There. Because this is going to bring it out a bit. And I want some white space over here. Okay? Well, maybe we'll make it 7.5. Well, we'll see. Well, let's go for, bring this out here. And make this. See how that way I can also see my, and I'm going to bring that here, about here. Now I do want this at 7. But I still want my score line. Yeah, I want my score line to stay where it is. So I'm going to bring that there. I'm going to bring this one, I'm going to turn it just slightly, maybe not quite as much. And I'm going to bring it about here. And this one I'm going to turn quite a bit more. And I'm going to bring it here. Now, temporarily, I'm going to turn off my score line, select all, and I'm going to weld. Now it's all black, so I'm going to change the color. I'm just going to make it white, because I'm going to color it, cut it out of the white. So now I'm going to turn the score line back on. And I'm going to Send that to the back so I can see my score line. I'm going to select all, and I'm going to attach. Now, that's all I have to do for that. Super simple. Now I just need, and I use for background, for my base cards, I like a heavier cardstock. I really do. So I'm using a 100-pound white cardstock that I got from Paper Tempter. She's got the best cardstock. So, let's see. Oh, I was just moving my screen thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this real quick. And we'll see how it works. Okay. All right. Click go. And I don't need anything else. Click the go button. And load it. It wants a scoring stylus. And now I have this cut on fabric because I want a deeper cut, or a little bit deeper, more pressure cut on this heavier cardstock. So, and I like the way it cuts. It does when it cuts this, because it does when it scores like this, when you add the score line, because it actually scores it twice. And I'm going to unload it. And we're finished. I'll come back a little bit later and show you how I put the card together and how I put the card together, how I assembled it and stamped it. Now I'm going to show you, now since I'm in Design Space, I'm going to go ahead and record the sketch challenges. So I'll come back later. This may be part of the sketch challenge, or it may be a totally separate card. Thanks. Separate video. Thanks. All right, now I'm ready to show you how to put together the card. I'm actually not going to do all of the steps because the paper, I had a couple accidents with the paper taking it off of the mat. So I'm not actually going to turn this into a card, but I'm going to show you the basic steps for what to do. This is how it looks once it comes off the mat, okay? And your score line is here. Now, when it comes off the mat, your inclination is going to be to fold it into the score line, but don't do that. You can't do that because then these cuts will be backwards. You absolutely have to fold it back this way against the groove of the score. And then you have the thing. You can see here where it frayed coming off of where the paper split coming off of the thing. And that's why I'm not going to actually make a card out of this, but I'm going to show you how I did what I did. A couple other things about it. So that's how you would do it, and then you would stamp it. Now, when you get these little frayed pieces here or at the edge, there's an easy way to clean those off, and you get a paper distressor. And then you can just shave them off like so. And they'll come right off, and you can pick them off. See? You can just shave them right off. And then, see here, we're just going to continue to shave these off. And then the only thing I did now is I take my stamps. Where are we coming into? There we're coming into the view. And this is the set of stamps. And this is one of Stampin' Up's two-step stamping sets. So I'm going to take the other pieces off. And then all you need to do, this is a little, is you get your ink pad. I must not have gotten it out. And I decided I was going to use the Faded Jeans Distress ink. I'm just going to take a piece of scrap paper over here. Because you can use two different stamps, with these two-step stamps, you can use two different colors of stamps, or you can just use one. And I'm going to show you how the Stampin' Up! Teaches you how to do it. You ink up your stamp with your color, and you stamp it over here. Move out of my way. And you stamp over here off on another piece of paper. And I don't like that, so I'm going to redo that. Oh yeah. It's another thing. When you're using unmounted stamps like I am, you need a padded surface underneath it, underneath your item to be stamped. Close to my heart has a nice mat to do that on. I just don't have it down. So I'm going to ink up my ink thing, and I'm going to take my scratch, and I'm just going to do a light stamp off, and then I'm going to just see where the cutout is, and then I'm going to stamp. You see in there, it even followed there just exactly right. I'm going to do that again. Stamp off. And I'm going to stamp. And I'm going to do it a third time. There we go. And you see, it looks like I fussy cut around it. But I didn't. I just used now then to get the detail layer, just like any other Stampin' Up! Stamp. I'm going to get the detail stamp. I'm going to do it on the Faded Jeans, and I'm going to line it up. And there's how I got the Morning Glories. And then I just did the rest of the detail around here. And then I just took a different color of cardstock, cut it into the 5 1/4 by the 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 from that a standard card front would be, and just see, and then just layered it here. You see, you get the idea, and just cut it here and layered it here, so you have the card like so. Yeah, here we go. Like I showed earlier in my thing. So, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.